The world watches with bated breath as tensions between Russia and Ukraine reach a fever pitch. The threat of nuclear conflict, once a distant nightmare, now casts a long shadow over global affairs. Russia's recent actions, particularly its decision to lower its nuclear threshold, have sent shockwaves through the international community. This alarming development comes in response to Ukraine's use of US-supplied long-range missiles against targets within Russia, marking a significant escalation in the ongoing conflict. The situation is incredibly volatile, with the potential for miscalculation or misstep looming large. Global leaders are grappling with the gravity of the situation, desperately seeking diplomatic solutions to avert a catastrophe. The stakes couldn't be higher. The consequences of a nuclear exchange would be nothing short of apocalyptic. This is a defining moment in history, a stark reminder of the fragility of peace and the devastating power of modern weaponry. The world holds its breath, hoping against hope that cooler heads will prevail and that this crisis can be resolved before it's too late. Russia's nuclear doctrine, once a matter of Cold War rhetoric, has taken on a chilling new significance. The recent changes, announced against a backdrop of escalating tensions, represent a dangerous shift in strategy. President Putin has made it abundantly clear that Russia views its nuclear arsenal as a guarantor of its sovereignty, a line in the sand that will be defended at all costs. The lowering of the nuclear threshold is particularly alarming. This change means that Russia now considers a wider range of scenarios as justification for a nuclear response. This includes attacks by non-nuclear states that are supported by nuclear powers, essentially broadening the definition of an existential threat. This new doctrine also embraces the concept of de-escalation through escalation, a chilling strategy that envisions the use of tactical nuclear weapons to achieve a swift victory in regional conflicts. This approach is fraught with risk, as it increases the likelihood of miscalculation and unintended escalation. Ukraine's decision to use US-supplied long-range missiles against targets within Russia has undeniably escalated the conflict. This bold move by Ukraine is seen as a direct challenge to Russian authority and has not gone unnoticed by the Kremlin. The potential for Russian retaliation is high, and the international community watches anxiously, aware that any misstep could lead to catastrophic consequences. The use of these advanced weapons systems signifies a significant shift in the balance of power in the region. Ukraine's actions have demonstrated its willingness to take substantial risks to defend its sovereignty and push back against Russian aggression. However, this escalation also brings with it the peril of a disproportionate response from Russia, which could further destabilize the region and bring the world closer to a broader conflict. As the world teeters on the brink of a potential nuclear conflict, global leaders are urgently seeking ways to de-escalate the situation. Diplomatic channels are being utilized to their fullest extent, with backdoor negotiations and high-stakes meetings occurring behind the scenes. The primary goal is to find a peaceful resolution that satisfies all parties involved and prevents the outbreak of a catastrophic war. The international community is also exploring various measures to reduce the risk of accidental or unintended escalation. This includes enhancing communication lines between military forces, establishing clear protocols for engagement, and promoting transparency in military activities. The hope is that through these efforts, a path to peace can be forged, and the world can step back from the precipice of disaster. The stakes have never been higher, and the need for effective diplomacy has never been more urgent. The world watches and waits, praying that reason and restraint will prevail, and that this crisis can be diffused before it spirals out of control.